took me the long road to get a title shot, just to get there. I think that only made me better, right? Because I had to change every camp. I had to grow every camp. And it just put a chip on my shoulder that they're going to keep making me fight these best guys.
There may be some people who don't like you with the UFC. I think Dana's fine with you, but like I hear some of the people at ESPN from inside sources that don't exactly love you, maybe from the Palestinian heritage. The owner of the UFC, his dad was a literal terrorist for I think it was the Eigun, and they helped form Israel. I mean, you shouldn't comment on any of this, but they helped form Israel by massacring Palestinians and English. They did the first modern world terrorism attack, bombing the King David Hotel, killing 91 people. So it's and this guy's father is the guy that owns the UFC. So I don't think they love Palestinians that much. But yeah, I wouldn't comment on this if I was you. But it's like the guy that owns the UFC. But just shows you there might be a little bit of bias that direction. And Dana, I think, has been good because he's been good to the Muslims and stuff. So it's definitely not Dana. But
yeah, and then like for me, right? I'm just happy that I got the opportunity. People like will say it and they'll do this, but like you said, Dana, it doesn't really matter to him. I'm glad that it took me the long road, but they did give it to me, right? So I just had to make the most of it. And now being the champion, now I just got to represent. And I just got to show the people of Palestine, you know, that they have a champion now.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually really big, the fact that Palestine is just being massacred and genocided right now. Every international body has declared it a genocide. Our government's silent, which makes me irate. So to have a Palestinian champion, I think, is massive. I think that's huge. And I think that's why some of these guys didn't want that. They didn't want a resistance force from Palestine.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at, obviously, our government right now, the government before, it's crazy how much they don't care about kids dying. You know, these are women, children, men. It doesn't even matter where they're from or what they're doing. It's like, we're showing you. You're seeing it every single day. On Twitter, on Instagram, on social media. Like some of the videos I don't even want to post.
I had to stop going to the Telegraph channel because I was posting for a while, and I just had to stop posting because it was just I was seeing every day you go on there and you're seeing just dead children after dead children. It was just I just couldn't go there anymore.
And you get kind of immune to it.
Like every week or two, I'll look again and I'll think, oh, maybe it slowed down. And it's just like hundreds of dead kids blown up, arms off. A dad holding their child crying with a dead little child. I have children and stuff, and it's just like, or a child with their dad on the ground being like, Dad. It's like, and you get these people trying to be like, it's fake, this, that. It's like, these people piss me off, you know, burning tents alive. They're bombing refugee camps. They're not bombing military targets. It's just evil.
And that's what you said, where people will say it's the fake thing. But a charity we work with in Chicago, it's called PCRF. They bring in families from Gaza. And one of the UFC did a story on the little child that we brought, Jude. He lives with my family right now.
Oh, you took in that's amazing.
His knee was like blown up, and they had a big story on him because he had like a Spider-Man shirt on, and they showed the video of him just crying, and his mom died laying on top of him trying to protect him. But I'm like, this is a real kid. Here's the kid now, and even him trying to recover, right? Because he's been in here since March.
That,
so
when your parents die in front of you, that's not an easy thing to recover from.
He's 2 years old, right?
You guys are taking him in, but that's. He's got some serious trauma, man.
He's 2 years old, so you're assuming that, hopefully he wouldn't remember it or anything like that. But then, we're sitting in the pool and it's 4th of July and all of a sudden he hears fireworks and then he gets scared. And then you start seeing the little flashes. Or we're just sitting outside and he hears a police car going down the street or an ambulance. And then all of a sudden it starts triggering something in his head. And then it just reminds you, right? Because seeing him smile, seeing him play, it's like the best feeling in the world. But then I see him walking and he can't walk right because his legs, his knees bent inwards. So now he has to wear kind of like one of those braces from Forrest Gump, those big ones, just to try to straighten out his leg. And I'm like, this is just a 2-year-old kid. He didn't deserve this. He doesn't have. It shouldn't be like this. No. He shouldn't have had to live like this. He lost his mom. Now his dad's here, young. But that dad, we're seeing him traumatized as well. He's 30 years old. He's not like. He shouldn't be in war. He shouldn't feel like this. These are just normal people, normal kids that are dealing with this. And I think that the people that are saying, "Oh, this is fake. This is this," it's just like, how could you be so insensitive? How don't you have any like heart that you're seeing these people die and you're just like
clearly real videos? I see a little girl lost like 40 members of her family. She's crying. She's all injured by herself. They killed her entire family. It's just like. And then there is no real like mission there. They keep saying release the hostages, but they're offering to release hostages. They've been for over a year, but Israel won't take them. There's riots all over Israel because people want their hostages back because Netanyahu refuses to take them. It just seems like a big land grab to me.
And you get the point, right? Where you're like, if you're so worried about the hostages, you're just bombing anywhere, no matter what. You're not paying attention. It's not like you're sniping. Oh, they're exactly here. You don't know where the hostages are, right? So why are you just shooting, killing every single person, and you're bombing all these other places? Like you're just throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Oh, all right, maybe we got one. Maybe we got one, but you're forgetting about the innocent people and even the people that survive, right? Like you said, the trauma. But the people that lost their family members, all these people, how are they going to live the rest of their life? How are they going to grow up? And after, if they do a ceasefire or they do this, like what's going to happen next? What's going to happen with all this?
Of course they're going to hate them. They're not going to kill your kids and then be like, oh, I love Israel. If they killed my children, I would join the resistance too.
Think about COVID. Like how many people over here are like, you're not going to keep me in my house. I got my guns. You're not going to force me to do this. Like people here got so crazy during that COVID time, just when we had to be on lockdown. But you're in your house. You have food. You have toilet paper. You have TV. You have all of this, and you still were going crazy. The people over there, they have nothing. Their water is measured by them. Their electricity is measured by them. Their Wi-Fi is measured by them, and that's how they're living. Even before that, where they're like, "Well, how was life before this? How was life before October 7th?"
Yeah, it was terrible.
They were treated like animals. They were treated like this. It isn't a normal life for them.
Yeah, no, I've been to Israel, and that's when I saw it. That's why I spoke out October 7th, and I think I lost like 10,000 followers that day. But I'd seen it, and I'd done the research, and I'm like, these are not the good guys. I wasn't saying Hamas was the good guys. Yeah. I was saying it's a little more complicated than you're making it be. These guys are like, what are you supposed to do when they're killing your kids and raping you? And it's a sad situation.
You're getting treated like animals. Like to go to checkpoints. Checkpoints, animals, you're getting. Yeah. You're in a cage. You're looking like this, and you have to go through, and then they're hitting you. They're making you embarrass you. They're trying to, strip you down. And it's like, as a fighter, as a man, like you have morals, right? You don't want to sit there and have somebody slap you around. You don't want to have somebody, treat you like trash. Especially if I see my kid or wife standing next to me, and they're trying to hurt them, and you can't do nothing.
And they have all the rape camps out there. These are well documented. You can find on Wikipedia. I think it's like crazy. They have these rape camps where they rape Palestinians, the men too. It's like degrading. It's just evil stuff they're doing. Like once you see it, it's just like I get so mad at the right wingers that sit back and they're like these terrorists, but then they're always like, yeah, if someone comes into America, I'm getting a gun and I'm fighting back. So it's like you're saying you would fight back, but you're saying these guys shouldn't. They should just take and be abused.
It's wild, right? Because people don't know how to put themselves in other people's shoes. People don't know how to do that. And just for the U.S. just to keep giving money. This is our tax dollars.
Yeah, this is what we're paying for.
We have a hurricane and, we're going to give these people $700. And it's like, are you guys serious right now? If all the money that we're giving to other countries to support their wars, if you give it to our people, just literally nobody would be suffering here.
Yeah.
The homeless people here would have homes. The homeless people here would have food. They don't think about that. And I don't think when you're a normal civilian here and there, you're just like brushing it off. Like, it doesn't affect me. Where I get that all the time where it's like, not my problem. Not my problem. That's in another country. It's like, no, but
because we're paying for
your money's going there, right? Your tax dollars are going there. While you're struggling to pay for your own groceries, the inflation keeps going up. Why is it happening? Because we're keep giving our money away, right? And it's, how do you think it's going to go in 10 years when, we're in more debt, we're in more debt. But I think that people just keep getting distracted, right? Oh, Bitcoin's at $100,000.
Yeah, right.
A distraction. Haktua got a coin out. Distraction. And you're like, it's so easy to distract these people. And I think kind of like how just Kamala Harris' campaign, where you look the way that she was like, oh, let me just get a couple rappers out there or singers, and that'll win me over. These people are stupid. They'll just see that, all right, if this guy says vote for me, they'll vote for me. And you realize, like, do they really think we're that dumb? Is that how they really think
that dumb is the problem?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, how you're not embarrassed that you're thinking that if she puts this girl out there to say, Cardi B to say, vote for me, then I'm fine with it. And how much does she pay these people? And you're like, her whole campaign spent, $1 billion on it. And it's like, you're paying these rappers and singers and all this money.
You want to shake their ass and push degenerate culture and
it's
not
wild.
real issues. And another thing too is a lot of people don't realize almost all the big influencers and politicians are directly paid from Israel. And it's illegal for foreign governments to pay, but Israel's the one exception. They don't register under the FARA Act.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of these big, I didn't realize it till after October 11th, but I realized like all these Charlie Kirks, I started looking, they're all funded by Israel too. All the media, Candace Owens got fired as soon as she spoke against Israel.
It's wild.
About America. I think a lot of people though are realizing like, whoa, this country is like they're evil over there, but they've also taken over America. So it does affect America. So even if you're cold hearted and don't care about the Palestinians, it's like, well, they still control our country.